improvements.
Exactly.
In addition to paying impact fees. However, if those improvements are on the Transportation Capital Facilities Plan, the developer can get credits. In other words, he's fixing something that we already recognized. And so in our capital facilities plan, we say how much it's gonna cost. And they get a percentage of that.
But
So
that D level, that encourages development as it is. I mean, if you adopt a standard of a D level of service. Is that correct? I mean, instead of a B or a C level.
Oh, no, if you said your level of service has to be B, almost none of the development would be able to do
Right,
anything
right. Okay.
without mitigating that, without fixing the problem.
All right.
Because their development would exasperate, or, well, I'm not using the right word.
Degradate.
It'd be harder
Thank you.
on them, yeah.
So they would have to do what they had to, if they wanted approval.
In addition to.
Because state law says, I have to make findings that this development is paying its proportionate share of its impact on that intersection.
Jim, you're up.
Okay, sorry for that little diversion there. Well, we have 6 items to talk about tonight for Public Works. Might as well just dive right in. The first one is the Washington State Department of Transportation Design Decision Memo number 006 for SR 14, Camish-Washougal Widening and Interchange. And basically this is full design for pedestrian and bicycles. And it's the current recommendation is for new sidewalks at all the roundabouts and as well as the frontage road. So there's no scope or schedule or budget impacts that occur with this. And we are recommending that you authorize the mayor to sign this design decision memo when it becomes available. And that's it in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions on that item?
Rod?
I did notice that the fire department the other day, though, since the fire department names and does all the addressing,
Yeah.
that the DOT does not like frontage road. They want that with a name and a designation, so they're working on that down there.
We were thinking about Camish-Washougal or something.
I got one.
Careful. Careful.
What is it, Rod?
Depends on which side you come in from.
Well, Sugar's first, let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah.
Dave?
This thing talks about roundabouts at Second and Union. How about 15th?
This project doesn't go that far.
Okay,
Only because it comes into some portion of Washougal at Second and 15th, that we even have this before us.
yeah. We're actually gonna put roundabouts at Second and Second and
Yeah,
Union?
State.
the state is.
Not
Not on
on
the
SR
highway.
14.
Here's the, I don't know if this would help if anybody wants a handout, but I had to go through it today.
I couldn't
don't
understand
know.
the drawings, that's,
Yep.
Yeah, and it was difficult looking.
That will help pull all the drawings
Yeah.
together.
This is SR 14, this
Okay.
is Union Street. You would have a.
The power lines
overpass
is the
here.
boundary.
So you exit off of SR 14 and do a roundabout to go over to the mill. This is Les Schwab Tires here. Actually, right there is Les Schwab Tires. This is the
The designers say so.
Leslie Ward.
Yet, if we have, it's gonna get.
So this is SR 14,
I'm interested.
and this is 6th Street.
We have a lot of traffic.
Keeps it moving.
No, that's Second. Can't be Second.
We'll
Anyway,
make
it looks like Second because it's got the roundabout.
Yeah.
Second is the smaller one.
A little bit different
But I've got them all identified and where the pedestrian improvements will be made on these if you want me to make copies later or something like that for you.
Help me out here.
Sure.
The pedestrian and the bicycle provisions are gonna be on the side streets?
Frontage
Yeah.
roads.
Yes, the
Frontage
frontage
roads,
road
like it-
and at the roundabouts, there will also be a 10-foot wide combination that will cross under the highway there. that will go between the roundabouts.
Okay. And why do we want to put bicycle and pedestrian?
We don't, the state does.
Thank you, Rod.
Yes,
Clarity.
it's
It's not our decision, is it?
And so far, that's who's paying for this whole thing.
Yeah, it's the state.
Yeah, this is a state project.
Okay, so we didn't have any say in this.
And there are minimum design requirements that they have to abide by, so
I
that's
picked
why
up
they're-
on that in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Olympia dictating this.
Yeah, let me.
Olympia and the feds.
Let me spend
And
some
the
time
fence.
with you after the
Thank you.
meeting on some of the history of,
Would you?
yeah.
Great. Thank you.
I'm not speaking for or against this, but I just see connectivity issues. Like you've got a sidewalk that will end.
Fortunate part for us,
Basically where
it-
the
it-
project ends and then,
The fortunate
Nothing.
part is it affects such a sandy little piece of
Ridiculous.
Washougal, it's just not gonna be a big deal here. but-
That's for the next project.
Right.
Connectivity. For those pedestrians who survive until the next project,
right.
they'll have connectivity.
Okay, janitorial.
It's similar to a subdivision. They're only required to put sidewalks in front of their development. Eventually, they all connect. But we can't make them do something that's off-site.
only if you have new development. Can't make the old development, put it there. though.
Right.
Okay, the next agenda item is the award bid for janitorial services. So we had two bidders, and S&S Janitorial was the low bid. And we are, basically, the old contract with S&S Janitorial, you know, as well, was about $4,335 a month.
Wow.
So this new contract will save us about $1,415 a month, approximately $17,000 a year. This is not a full service contract, so staff will be dumping garbage, recycling, and things of that nature. But our recommended action is to have council award the contract for the 2010 janitorial services to S&S Janitorial and authorize the mayor to sign the contract documents when they become available. Do you have any questions on that one?
Rod?
I realize Brian's back on the job, doing his job, but is S&S working for us right now, even though we haven't finalized the bid?
Yes, they are in the interim. Yeah, they are covering.
No, I just like the way that all of the different facilities are itemized out here. I think, for me, that's a piece of detail that I find real useful.
Are you paying them
They're on,
differently than the contract?
they're on an interim contract.
Okay,
For
That's
that,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want them working when we don't have a contract, but if you've got
No.
that contract, then it's.
Dave?
Two questions, if I may. One, before we award the bid to the cheapest bidder here, how do we know that he can do the job?
They've been doing it.
Yeah. In this case, they're a pass.
Has he been doing a good job?
Yeah, he's been doing a really good job, actually.
Second question, I don't see any standards of performance in here.
Okay.
It says that he'll do these things as needed, when needed, so on and so on. Just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, you've got in here that if you've got spots on the floor, they only have to do it every so many months, or twice a year, or 4 times a year.